Hello everyone. Today I will teach you how to write and read files in EV3 Basic. So first let's take a look at how to write files. So we will first take a variable name, file handle equal to ev3file.openWrite and then the name of the file. So ev3 file allows us to access files on the ev3 brick and openWrite tells it to open the file in writing mode. So this line will be same for opening it in write mode, append mode and read mode. The only thing will change is this write. And then in brackets we have the name of the file that we want to open. It tells it that it is in the demo folder and its name is demo. And the extension for text files on EV3 Brick is .rtf, the rich text format. This function will return us a file handle or a number which will allow us to read to that file or write to that file. Then we can call if it is open in write mode, then we can call ev3 file dot write and dot write byte or dot write line. So generally we write line and then we pass it the file handle and then what we want to write. We can write multiple things. Right now we are only writing hello world. We can also write many things like such. And in this we can type anything. So this is perfectly valid. We can write any number of lines and at the end make sure to close the file. It and all these arguments require file handles. So you can have multiple files open at a time. So now let's take a look at how to read files. The first line is same as the previous one where we open the file for writing. The only thing that has changed is instead of open write we have open read. And this is the name of the file and this also returns a file handle. Then we can call the read line function or the read byte function. So the read line will read the first line and we pass it the file handle and it will return us the line. We can store it in a variable and we can then print it or do whatever we want and then we close the file so that it becomes available to other programs. Now notice that we called the read line once. So if the file has two lines, we first read the first line and then we do nothing with the second line. If suppose there are 10 lines and we want to read the fifth line, then we will have to call it 5 times and the fifth time we will call it, then the fifth line will be read. So if you call it using loops, that's up to you, but it will have to be called 5 times to read the fifth line, and that's one drawback. And there is one more mode in which the files on on the EV3 brick can be opened, and that is the append mode. So this line is same as the other two. Instead of write and read, we have append, the name of the file, and this will also return a file handle. Then we can write to file in append mode, but we cannot read the file. So ev3 file dot write line, this is same as the write mode and everything else is same. So what is the difference between append and write? So what the open write function does is that it checks if a file is present or not. So suppose that demo.rtf was not present, then it will get created. But if it was already present, it will get overwritten. So all the content that was in previously inside that file will get deleted and the new content will be written. In the append mode, it will check if there is a file. If it does not exist, it will be created. But if it does exist, its content will not be deleted. Instead, whatever we write will be written to the bottom of the file. So it will not overwrite the existing data. Instead, it will add up to that data. Now let's take a look at the sample program. So we have four sub procedures here. The first is write file. What it does is it just opens a file, the demo.rtf, and it writes hello world. Then we have the subprocedure read line 1. What it does, it reads the first line and it closes the file. Then we have the read line 2. What it does, it opens the file for reading and it reads the line twice. So that means that at the end of this subprocedure, in the variable line, there will be the second line stored. Then we call ev3file.close and we have the append file subprocedure where we append the file and we write the sentence, this is appended. If you might notice that in all these subprocedures, we close the file. It is important to close the file so that the next subprocedure can open it. But if we were to open the file in the main program, suppose if this file handle we received in the main program and we opened it in the write mode, then we would not be able to read it unless we closed it and then opened it again in read mode. So that is why in every subprocedure we are opening it in the desired mode and then again closing it so that the next procedure can open it. And in the main program we clear the LCD of the EV3 brick. We call the write file procedure. So what it does, it writes hello world, it creates a demo.rtf file and writes hello world. Then we have the read line 1. So what it will do, it will just again open the demo.rtf file and it will read the first line. So that will be hello world. Then we have then we lcd.text, so we write it onto the EV3 LCD screen. Then we have a program.delay, so this will wait for 3 seconds. It takes the argument in milliseconds, so 3000 it will be equal to 3 seconds. Then we have the append file called, so it will so after hello world it will write this is appended, so now it has 2 lines. Then we got read line 2. So it will read the first line, then read the second line, and after the end of this procedure, we will have the second line stored in our line variable. We again clear the LCD screen. What previously was written, we clear all that. Then we call the lcd.text function. We just write the sentence that we read. So this is appended will be written to the EV3's LCD screen, and then we wait 3 seconds before the program terminates. So now let's take a look at how we can access those files from our laptop that we have written using the program. So I have saved the previous program called file.io in this directory, and from EV3 Explorer I create a new folder on the EV3 called demo, and I compile my program onto the brick and just run it from here. So it takes about 6 seconds to execute, and the program has finished now. So I will click on refresh and you can see that demo.rtf has been created. Now click on the file and click the upload button. It will get uploaded to the same place where from where you uploaded the program, or if in whichever directory you are, and then go to that directory. You can see that demo.rtf has been uploaded, rich text format, and so this is what the program wrote, hello world, and this is appended. So a simple example to demonstrate the importance of reading to and writing to files. So we have 3 subroutines here. One is the write function, which will just write the variable named line onto the file. We have a follow line subroutine, and we have a detect color subroutine, which we'll come back to later. So first we get the file handle by opening a file. In this case it's log.rtf. Then we call the write function and say write program started. Then we say we are invoking the line follower. We write that and then we follow the line with the subroutine. So inside the follow line subroutine, we again write to the file inside the follow line subroutine, and then we have the code to follow line, and we write the sensor value inside the file. So if later we see that our robot is behaving abnormally and is not able to follow the line, we can come back and see what is the sensor value so that we can adjust a line follow accordingly. And then we go back, we say exiting the subroutine, we say now that we are detecting the object color, we call the detect subroutine. Inside that subroutine, we again write that we have entered the this subroutine. Then we have code to detect color of an object, and then we write it to a file and say exiting detect sub. So now, if our robot is not able to detect the color, then we can simply see the log file and see where did it go wrong, which block was it not able to detect correctly, what did it read instead of the desired color, and so on. And then we just say that our color detection has finished, we are exiting the program, and then we just close the file and exit the program. So this was a very simple example. In complex scenarios like WRO or any other competitions, it is easier to debug your code by writing it to the file, by making it log inside a file. So this was my last video on EV3 Basic. If you have any questions or would like me to make a video in regard to a topic on EV3 Basic, then just drop down a comment. And thank you for watching. Please share, like and subscribe.